Welcome YouTube. Hello everybody. This is my second video on the channel. The first one was more towards camping style stuff. I kind of fell off a little bit just because I got a new job, started focusing a little bit more on other priorities. But with everything going on in the world right now, I think this is probably beneficial to a lot of people who have never thought about preparing or being prepared, that would actually want to dive into it. So this is a few videos of an introductory course. I've been a prepper for, I'm 28, so been a prepper for 10 years since I turned 18. So I kind of know a little bit about it. I just want to share my knowledge while I can. That being said, this channel is not going to just be a prepping channel. Like it says Sean Simple Outdoors, and again, my name is Sean. It says outdoors because I'm going to be doing camping, hiking, maybe some fishing, a lot of different things like that. I'll do like survival skills 101 if I need to, if that's something that my viewers end up wanting to see or like, where I'll teach you how to make like a fire with a ferro rod. I can do gear reviews and things like that. That was my first video, I was attempting a gear review. Anyway, enough about the channels. You're here for Prepping 101. Basically, this is what I'm going to be talking about today. It's called a Go Pack or a Go Bag. It's GO, stands for Get Out. There are 3 different bags or packs that are commonly known in the prepping communities and the preparedness world. One's a Go Bag, the other one's called an Assault or a Raid Bag. Sounds ridiculous, sounds stupid, but its origin and name derives from something not related to preparedness, but it's still, that's the typical thing for it. And then the holy grail, the mother of all bags, that if you have not even been a prepper, you've heard of this, is the Bug Out Bag, which is the most in-depth, the most, resource consuming of the 3 bags. I'll go into a little more detail about the differences in the bags in a little bit. But basically this is going to be my Go Bag. It's super small, super thin. I think this weighs maybe 15 pounds total. But basically what the Go Bag is for is it's the simplest of all the bags. I think I've said that like 5 times already. But basically it's to get you out of whatever situation you're in. For most people that are in the preparedness community, it's to get you home. That's where all your preps are, that's where your resources are, that's where everything that you've been stockpiling and everything that you have set up, that's your home base, essentially. So this is designed to get you to your house. That's why they call it a get out, because it gets you out of a situation. If your car breaks down, it'll help you get through the next maybe 8 hours. It's not super prepared, it doesn't have a lot of stuff, but it has the very essentials to get you back to your main set of preps. So the next one, the Assault and the Raid Bag. I actually don't have one of these because they're very specific niche, if that makes sense. What these are called, they're called Assault and Raid Bags because in the military they give them to those that are going out for like a 2 or a 3 day mission. So that way they'll have enough food and water to make it 2 or 3 days to go out and get whatever they want to get done and make it back. These don't have cover, these don't have, they might have like a tarp or something like that. They don't have like tents or anything like that. It's strictly for going out a couple of days, being able to survive and then coming back. Where this kind of would relate to the prepping community is in the SHTF situation. If you have to go for resources, basically you would carry enough resources so that way as you're depleting them, you have a larger bag. It'll be probably one of those Molly bags, which are the next size up. I'll put up a picture of like one of those bags I'm talking about right now. But basically it'll be the next size up from this. It won't be super large. It'll still be large enough for you to be able to carry a decent amount of things. And so that way as you're eating your food and drinking your water, it'll leave space for you to be able to collect resources and stuff while you're out scavenging or whatever you may be doing in a fan scenario. SHTF scenario. Sorry about that, YouTube. And so that way you can go out, and as you're depleting your resources, you're collecting more in the bag. And then by the time you get back, you have all new resources, maybe not the ones that you started off with, but a different type depending on what you're trying to get. So that's going to be the assault bag or the raid bag, however you want to call it. It's basically just 2 or 3 days worth of rations and stuff and a few essentials. It's like this, but with a little bit more food and water, to be honest. The next one up is, again, the mother of all preps, and that's the bug out bag. The bug out bag is set up for you to be able to GTFO, to get everything you're trying to get and go and have enough in that bag to be able to set up a base or like a location to bunker down wherever you have to go. Those have their purpose. A lot of preppers and a lot of people in the preparedness community that have been prepping for more than, I would say, 3 or 4 years realize that in most scenarios, bugging out is not the answer. But there are those that, especially those that live in like the coastal areas like New Orleans or maybe Florida, and they get hit with hurricanes constantly and they actually have to get up and go. I think a Canadian prepper called it a refugee bag or something like that. And that kind of makes a little more sense because you have to leave. It's not like you can hunker down and still be okay. Like if you have to leave, then you get your bag. It has, it can have a week's worth to 2 weeks worth of food and rations in it and water. It usually comes with a pretty extensive trauma kit. Because again, if you're having to leave, it's probably a pretty tense situation and you don't have your walls and everything to protect you from violence, if there is violence. It's a lot of stuff. It's supposed to have all of your preps you need for I think 1 to 2 weeks, all in one bag. And I'll show a picture up here or something of one of the survival bags or the bug out bags you can order online. And then maybe, I'm not gonna lie, I used to have a bug out bag. But like as I matured in my preparedness, I realized that bugging out, even though it sounds cool, it's awesome, yeah, I'm gonna go and grab this bag, hop in my vehicle and head off to the middle of the woods and survive. It's like, you might be able to survive, but if you have a stockpile and you have everything you need right here in your home and you've invested in home defense strategies and not just firearms or anything like that, but like plywood, stuff like that, being able to secure your belongings and everything in your home's going to be a way better solution because there's this little thing you can flip on your door that locks it and nobody can come in without you letting them, or at least knowing if they're going to be coming in or trying to come in or not. So, but anyway, those are the 3 different packs. There's the Go pack, the Raid, the Assault pack, and then the Bug Out bag. And they go from beginner level, intermediate to pretty extensive. I wouldn't say advanced because it's not really like, it doesn't take more knowledge or more skills to pack a Bug Out bag than it does an assault bag, but it does take a lot more resources and a lot more monetary value. Since this is only an intro video series, we're gonna start off with the most basic, which is the one that I carry with me every single day. Some people call or consider these EDCs, which is everyday carries. I don't, because it stays in my vehicle. It doesn't really go with me like on my body. If it turns out that y'all would like to see that, I can go over that because I do have an EDC that I have on me at all times. Let's get into it. So like I said, it's a go bag, it's a get out bag. It's to get you back to the house. It's only geared for maybe 8 to 10 hours of sustenance. That means food and water. Just to, again, be able to get you back to your main preps. So we'll start off with the first pack, the first zipper. I have charging cord, which again, my solar charger would actually be a part of this. I'll put a picture of it on here or something and kind of show y'all what what the solar charger is. But yeah, this is going to be the charging cord for that. I have a bottle of water, an extra clip in case one of mine breaks on here. That's probably part of the bag itself. These are awesome. These are survival matches. They come in extremely handy. Just take it off. It's a water sealed. It's got a gasket on it. It's a watertight enclosure. You have all of the matches. And then you also have, because I've seen so many people actually get these. Fun fact, so many people get these and they're like, oh yeah, I've got the match. The match works great. Yeah, look at this. Like, how am I? It doesn't work. Like, this is so stupid. But fun fact, the striking mechanism is actually rolled up under or around it inside, so that way it also stays watertight. So anyway, so I have the matches. I've got full tang knife that I keep on me too. Again, worst case scenario, you always want to carry a ferrous rod and striker just in case the matches for some reason, I don't know, they broke or something. Got my flashlight that's out of batteries and I actually need to get that replaced. Cool. See, it's always good to go through these things sometimes. So I've got a pen for writing down things. You never know. Again, like this thing's always in my truck. So like it doesn't necessarily always have to be used for survival preparedness or emergency preparedness. Like if it could be an emergency. I'm trying to write down a phone number for looking into a doctor's office. And if I don't have a pen, that's an emergency in my book to be able to use my emergency pen. Moving on to the next pack. Again, you have this. I guess I could go ahead and go into more detail. I carry 3 bottles of water. That's 2, 4, 6 hours of water. I typically have another one in here, but I think, again, I used it the other day. Let's get this second pouch open. All right, here we go. Here's the main stuff. 1 meal. So three meals a day typically is what you're supposed to have. This is a freeze-dried meal, so all I have to do is heat up water, boil water, add it, let it set for, what does it say? Open package, remove and discard oxygen absorber, add 1.5 cups of water, boiling water, stir and close zipper, wait 5 minutes, stir again, wait 4 minutes, and then eat. So 10 minutes, not including boiling the water, so maybe 20 minutes total. I've got food. I also carry Sterno for my Sterno stove. In case I end up having to create like a small fire, like maybe the Sterno doesn't light, I don't know. The number one thing to preparedness is always having 2 different ways of doing the same thing, because you never know if something might not work. Like I have the ferro rod in case the matches don't work. The matches are obviously going to be the thing I'm going to go for first and foremost, but if they don't work, I have a backup. Sterno is going to be the number one thing I'm going to go for, because all it takes is one little flame and it's lit, and it has 2.5 hours of burn time, versus if for some reason, I don't know, water gets into it, it ends up spilling out everywhere. I don't have that. I have this fat wood stick that I can also use to create a fire. I have my mess kits. I also have another small little energy bar as a snack. So this meal and this snack should get me, again, 6 to 8 hours of sustenance to be able to get back to my 60-day supply of freeze-dried food and my 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, my 30 gallons of water that I have at the house. So these 3 waters should be enough to get me to my 30 gallons and everything that I have here. I also have a 38 range mile walkie-talkie. I have all of my friends and family have the same ones that are here with me in San Antonio. We all have the same range. We actually have a group number set up and privacy codes and everything set up, so that way if something does happen, again, I'm not getting into current things, current events, politics, anything like that, but there could be a highly likely event that cell service can go down. It's already happened numerous times in other nations in the past 2 weeks. So having something like this with such a high range and already having the codes preset in here to where I turn it on and I'm able to talk to everybody in my immediate like circle is really nice to have. Also, the other thing is, if you hold it for 3 seconds,
per hour, becoming east this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 30s.
it has a weather channel built into it, which is also nice if cell service goes down and you can't look up the Weather Channel app or something like that. Moving on, we're going to get into some of the other things. Lights. I have all kinds of lighting because I don't know, it's 8 hours, doesn't mean it's 8 hours during the day, just 8 hours in general is all it's supposed to get you. So I have a little lantern that has 3 different dim modes. I also have this, like if I'm in my truck and I end up needing to like save battery or something, I can hook this over the little visor and it's like a little camp light. Also with plenty of different modes on it. And then last but not least, this is specifically for the Sterno Stove. I didn't break it. This is a Sterno Stove, let me be clear. It's not for the Sterno Stove, it is a Sterno Stove. Takes like literally 5 seconds to set up. You just hook it in, and voila, you have your stove. You take your Sterno, you push it in here all the way to the back. It literally sits on a nice little even tray. You close this, you get your pot or your mess kit, and you boil the water, you dump the water in here, and now you have your meal. So as far as all of these, we're going to exclude this because this is about 40 bucks. And I mean, it's not technically necessary. It's good to have communication and stuff with people around you in the event that something does happen, to be able to communicate and you don't have your cell phones. But excluding this, because this is again just a get home bag, this is the essentials you need to make it back to your home, as far as, unless there's any medical emergencies, which I have a medical kit in my truck that I keep there regardless of preparedness or anything, because that's just a good practice in case you get into a car wreck, you get out, you need to bandage yourself immediately, you'll have the med kit, but it's not part of this bag. So as far as all of this stuff, this was $6, $10. This was a pack of 2 for $5. This was $6. This was a pack of 4 for $20. So this is $4, $5. Sorry, math. You know the expense of these. This was $10. This again was $7. So all in all, you're looking at maybe 40 bucks total for everything you need to make it back to your home. So again, all of this stuff is basically designed to get you home. Your home should be your safe space. I know that it's, again, I'm not going to get into politics, but I know the connotations and the denotations of safe space nowadays, and I think it's hilarious. But I mean, as in your bunker, your shelter space, where you should have all of your preps and everything already set up and ready to go, so that way you can survive or outlast whatever may be coming. I will say this, depending on what you're preparing for, they're all, like, almost everybody is a prepper in a sense. It just, like, a prepper means you're preparing for something. You're trying to be prepared for some situation or some instance. Like just keeping a dumbed down version or a very simplistic version is keeping a roadside kit in your vehicle means you're a prepper. You're preparing yourself for if you get into an accident. Like it's that simple. The level of which you prepare can be completely up to you, completely up to what you're trying to do. There are a few baselines of food, water, security, things like that you would take into consideration for any number of reasons. But as far as somebody who's like, I don't have a bug out bag. People who, like I said earlier, people who live on the coast need a bug out bag, because if they have to evacuate for a hurricane, or even on like the West Coast or the East Coast, if they have to evacuate for a tsunami, it doesn't make sense to really try to bunker down for that when you know you're just going to be wiped out. So thanks again, guys. I hope you liked the video. I'm going to try to go into more in-depth. Again, this is only my second video. Hopefully it's going to be getting a lot better soon. But thanks for sticking around and hanging out. I will catch y'all all in the next one soon. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know which of these items you think I shouldn't have. Which of these items you think is the best to have with you, or the most important of all these items. Or, I mean, just tell me I'm stupid. I don't really care. Like, a comment's a comment. So I will catch y'all all in the next one, okay? Thanks.